Okay, this video is a plan of attack with crypto that will make you money. And I will also show you why. Now, this is a 3 to 5 year plan. You'll make gains earlier, more than likely. But I would plan for a 3 to 5 years type of plan. And this all counteracts a lot of the things that we've learned in the last quite a few videos anyway. So with buying the dip and consistently buying the dip, utilizing that in time, and you really can't go wrong. And I'll show you the reason why. So for instance, first I'll show you why. Okay, if you have a look at Bitcoin has now been going for 13 years. 14 years Bitcoin has been going from, and look at that. That's from the start of Bitcoin to where it is now. My brother, when he was 12, I'm a fair bit younger, I'm over 10 years older than him, but when he was 12, he was telling Dad and I to buy Bitcoin when it was like 32 cents, 38 or 40 cents or something. So like 40 cents a share. Anyway, my dad obviously laughed it off because, yeah, he wasn't really into technology like my brother was at that time. So it was a bit of a joke all around then. Look at it now. Not to say we would have kept it that long, especially after that first bull run of it peaking up to around the $73,000. So anyway, that's a good instance, and I'm looking over all period of time. So even if you look over 2020, right there, at what was that? Oh, down there, $6,000 a share, $6,500 to $7,000 a share. 2022, $47,000 a coin. Sorry, share. And that was after it peaked at 60,000. And what's crazy is now we're at 120,000. So this is all in USD also, okay? Because of the site I'm using. So look, over a 2-year plan from 2020, if you had one coin at $7,000 or even half that, you would make thousands of dollars. So see where we're at now. It will come back down. See all this patterning? It will come down, but one day it's going to be up here. Okay. Everyone keeps going against, like, even XRP and Ethereum. Like Ethereum, people say there's nothing. There's like nothing there. It's not used for anything. It's useless. It's going to crash. It's going to rah. But let's have a look at Ethereum more. And this is the reason why they thought that it was going to be useless, was because it wasn't really going anywhere like Bitcoin. But still, 2016, the price was $10, and now it's $3,633. But it also peaked in that era of 2001 to 2 through the COVID era, peaked to 4,000. So that's a pretty big jump from $10 to $4,000. And like I said, that's over quite a few years. But if you bought through that time and left it over, like even into the 2 years, so it went from $10. Went from $10 in 2016, and in 2018, when it went for a run, it went to $1,200. Bit over $1,200, $1,270. So $10 to $1,200 in 2 years is pretty crazy. It's a lot of money. Like, you're making thousands and thousands. Like, even with smaller amounts, like, it's just insane. Okay, so all right, next one, let's have a look. XRP. Lots of hype around XRP. Let's go to all. Not bad. So, story about XRP. I bought XRP in 2021. We're going back here. So I bought XRP for just over 30 cents. So that's January 21. and it was at where is that low, 28 cents. So I bought it in around the 34, 36 cents. I'm happy to do a follow-up video to show you my buy and sell because I'm still on that account. And yeah, so then I sold while it was going up. And the last sale I saw on XRP on my account in 2021 was at 68 cents. So it's at that was 68 cents Australian, and now it's at $4.90 Australian. And that's a difference of 4 years. Okay, so I went up $5 in 4 years. That's ridiculous money. Like, again, profiting thousands of dollars. Okay, so I worked out a theory. Use your buying the dip is the best part. And the second thing is use it as a savings account. Okay, so use it as a savings account. Put it into your budget for the week, for the month, if you have one. Otherwise, just every pay, if you're able to that week or month or whenever you get paid, if you're able to, chuck 10, 20, 30, 50, 100, $200 into it. Okay. If you can't for a few weeks or a month, that's fine. You just do it whenever you can. Use it like a savings account. Okay, and throw money in there because you're not. So as long as you choose one of the bigger coins, you're not going to lose out. I wouldn't choose Bitcoin. Ethereum, probably not a bad one to choose, but I'd be going for the high market cap with lower cost. Okay, so even your XRP, XRP is a very good one. We can go into, have a look at all the, first thing is to do, look at all your top, because you'll be using an exchange to be able to do it. Okay, and you should have already done your research to get that far. So look at all your top coins. They're all various prices, even Shibu and Pepe. So let's have a look at Shibu and Pepe because they're very popular. I've made money in them in the past, back in 22, 23. Whoops. So there we go. Well, there's Shibu from when it started. Was 0.01 cent, or 0.01 to the 7th cent, 7 zeros, and then now it's only 4 zeros. So that there from 2021 to 2025, which is 4 years, you have a gain from like 0.01 to the 7th, which like 7 zeros basically, and then now it's only 4. You've covered 3 other zeros of whole dollars, like whole cents or whole dollars, all the way up to 9. Next one, all the way up to 9. That is a shit ton of money. That's a shit ton of money. Okay, and that's a meme coin, one of the largest. Pepe. Let's do it with Pepe too. There you go. Same deal with Pepe. 2024. Oh, look at that. In 2024, yeah, here we go. Before it boomed, let's go. Here we go. Here, it's all to the 5th. So 9th month, 24th of the 9th, 24. It had 0.05 to the 5th. Now it's only got 3 zeros, so you've covered 2 zeros in the time of 2 years. So if you bought a heat down here and just kept buying on the dip, kept buying on the dip, kept buying on the dip, and then left it for 2 years. Oh my gosh. See? Hindsight's 2020. We've got to learn from our past, which the government doesn't, but we can, you know? So that is smashing it. Once you go through all the crap of learning all the basics, like anything, and you start seeing the patterns and seeing all the basic patterns, which is what I've always been extremely good at, is patterning, which is why I've picked this up pretty well. Even just looking at the basics, I don't have the time to go hard in and do day trading, but I have enough time and then also a bit of money to be able to use it like a savings account and make money. So I was losing money in 2021. I lost a good bit of money, same with 2022, but then sort of 2023 I just put in and sat, and then I started making gains and taking money back out and put it on credit card or whatever. So I've used a bit as well, but I've started making gains and I've still got money in there to play with and making gains on them. So this is why I started doing all the videos. But that'll be, honestly, that game plan will make you money. Okay? Act it like it's a savings account. Chuck little bits of money in. Pick one coin and keep hitting it as much as you can on all the dips. If you got money to put on it and it looks like it will go down again, it's not like dollars and dollars high and it's going for a rocket and never coming back. If it looks like it's going up and then back down again, let it come back down and see what the dip does, but just add more money. Like if you're doing $50, or even if you're doing $10 a week or $50 a month or $100 a month, or $50 a week, that just, instead of chucking it on anything because you don't know what it's going to do, you want to accumulate and make sure you accumulate smartly. It's not about buying and just being in there, which a lot of them say, and there's no good time to buy, you just buy, but that's fine. But if you're trying to accumulate and do it smartly by reducing your average while accumulating coins, then if you continually to do that, you will not lose out. You won't. The only way you're going to lose out is if this war does go worse and then everybody gets blown up and then completely everything crashes. But I think Bitcoin has proven crypto's going nowhere. Okay, not only Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, there's a lot that are proven that it's going nowhere. The world's it's only going up. The countries that weren't into it are starting to get into it. The non-Western cultures are starting to get into it. The governments are starting to get into it because it's starting to become a huge money maker behind closed doors. Like it's they're already trading with it, so it can only go one way, people. But you've got to play the long game. Don't think you're going to make money in a week, chuck $100 on and go wait for it to spike and make thousands of dollars. No, you can't. But this is a short-term plan where you can play the system. There's nothing else. We've never had this chance before. The stock market, you can do the same thing, but it's a lot more technical, a lot more difficult. There's a lot more around the stock market. It's been around a lot more longer, and there's rules and regulations that have been adapted over many years. The rules and regulations haven't started with these, so you've got to start now and get in now. But like I said, minimal. Just take it easy. Don't put any more in there that you think you're not comfortable with, that you think you're going to have to take out. Use it as a savings account, just like any other savings account. It builds over the years, but then also if you keep buying on the dip, buying more coins, reducing the average, then it goes up and spikes and continues to go up over the years that we just keep proving. Not if you buy up here. Don't wait for it to spike and then buy. Like, that's another rookie mistake. Like, you don't buy on a high. Like, that's the buying frenzy, or where people, the FOMO comes in. Don't do that. Don't rush into it in the sense, like, look at the coin. Find which coin you want to do. That's your main priority. Find your coin. What coin do you want to start with? Choose a coin, act on it, stick with it. Every time it dips, that's when you buy more. Every time save your money until it does, or chuck your money straight on it when you're going because it's already dipped. Just do that. And then when it starts to skyrocket or goes up, whatever, then put that money, save that money, get a couple of $100 out of it, and then put it onto another coin. And then do the same thing with it. And then you've got two coins you can buy. One will dip and one won't, and the other one will, and both will sometimes. Like, you just keep buying the dip. That's why you don't spread it over heaps of coins. Otherwise, you're never going to build up money. Only start with one coin and then go to a second. Buy the dip, store it in there. It's kind of, then you've got to be careful of the exchanges. I'd choose CoinSpot. They've been audited heaps of times, and they're the cleanest I've seen so far. I could be wrong, but for what I've seen, they are. Coinbase, a lot of people have a lot of faith in Coinbase, and they've had their problems along the way, but they're still going strong. Just have a look at those mainly. Probably, like I said, slippage fee and a few things with CoinSpot, and they sort of maneuver the market a little bit, which I think they all do, but prices do vary, unfortunately, when they shouldn't, but they do. But that's okay. But this is a game we play. But if you're playing a long game over a few years, none of that matters. Just find someone secure, start putting your money in, buy on the dip, use it as a savings account, concentrate on something simple, easy, and you'll make money. I promise you you'll make money. Anyway, enough rambling from me, but it's the best way to learn to work the market for now. But thank you so much. It's only advice, purely advice. It's not a financial advice, sorry. It's just purely my thoughts and everything else. So I just want to help people make money, because the system's screwed and we don't have many opportunities to do things like this. So this is new, up and coming, and we live in an era that is quite special to crypto, because it's like living in the era where stocks were first born. And that was way before any of us were born. So this is really, really cool for us to catch on to and start now. It's only become bigger and bigger and get bigger and bigger. So, but like I said, it's only an investment, but then also use it like a savings account. You don't ever want to pull anything out, because you won't make money that way. Unless you get really, really, really lucky and it spikes and it goes hard, there's heaps of money, then sell it and just take it and run. But we want to look long term. If you want to look at generation wealth and also setting yourself up, no matter how old you are, 5 years is not a long time. Okay, so believe in it, believe in the system, stick to your guns, stick to your rules, just lay down your rules, how you're going to play it. If you got a good game plan and it feels right, stick to it. Alright guys, sorry, I'm rambling. Be safe, take care, yeah, all the things. Like and subscribe, and let's keep going. Let's keep trying to figure this out. Thank you guys. Bye.